Over the last couple of weeks, I've put together and modified that stand that I started out with for my larger Ortur laser engraver, and I thought I'd just show you what it's turned into now and share some ideas with you that maybe someone else could use that purchased one of these. I'm not going to go through the exact build of everything. I'm just going to, kind of go through the different features that I've used. And you can see I had engraved that grid on the plywood top originally, and I had just used an old Harbor Freight stand. And I went back later and I actually made some blocks that go in the corner to locate it so that laser can be removed and replaced easily to use for other things. And the blocks just have some dados cut in them that fit tightly on the corner blocks of the Ortur Laser Master. And then I also made some step blocks that have different material thicknesses that I plan on engraving to make it easier to keep the focus in. And basically that first step is for the 3mm material, and then the next one is for 12mm, and then the last one is for 3/4 inch thick plaques. So I can just, the Laser Master will just slide up and down in those slots to hold location, and I can just slide those forward based on the material thickness here to step it up to make it quick and easy to focus. And there's the three positions. And I mean, you could go even a little bit taller if you wanted, but this works out for me because I'll never be doing anything thicker than 3/4 with this laser itself. And I did put a couple stickers on it, you can see, and there's how easy it picks out. And then when you want to put it back in and have it registered to the grid, so 00 is right on and everything, it just drops right back in those blocks, and nice tight fit, so everything goes together easy. Then for the smaller one, I made this little pick-off assembly here that just sits on there with some thumb screws and has a latch on the bottom of it and a couple holes on the top to hold it in place. I used some T-tracks to make it adjustable up and down. They're half buried in that backboard, and then they're half slotted into that moving piece there to keep everything in line. And I just used a couple screws with the brackets that came with the little laser assembly. So that can be picked off to get it out of the way if I want to do something larger with the other laser, or it could just drop on and be mounted with some thumb screws. And I loosened the two knobs under there, and I can adjust it up and down. And most of the projects I'll be engraving with this one, like logos and stuff, are going to be 3D things that have to be adjusted. So there you can see I can, like there's a basket I had sitting there. I figured I could engrave the side of it very easily by setting it there. And then if I wanted to engrave something along the handle on the top, I could just slide that up to the position there, and make it easy to get into focus and everything else. So, and I just thought this is this kind of helps me with my needs for 3D projects to be able to just do some engraving on. And on the sides of that, I just threw a couple little cup hooks in there, and I drilled some holes in those wrenches you need to check everything and adjust it, and those couple little brushes that really help get the dust off and stuff, so they're just always hanging there so you don't lose them. And there you see how it hooks on the bottom of that stand. Now I had to make a dolly to stiffen it up a little bit because the little bracket's bent from the wheels. And I've got a bottom shelf for all my samples, and eventually I'm going to get a small form factor PC to put on this second shelf up there and have this be a self-contained unit that I could just run on its own. So there's how everything fit together, and it was just a fun little project that I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So I really didn't make a video of putting it all together here, but you can kind of get the idea, some of the ideas that I used for mounting the lasers and adjusting the parts here that I feel they work pretty good for my needs. And another thing that I'm looking to be able to do is having it all on one cart. When it when it gets nice outside, I can just roll this outside the door and not have to worry about the fumes in the house or anything, and just let it run. And I can roll it under an exhaust hood in my shop too that I'm planning on trying to add in the corner. So I just thought I'd share these couple of ideas with you, and give you some ideas of how to hold parts when you want to engrave them with logos or whatnot. And I should have a couple more projects that I'll be making videos about in the future of projects for using them. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.